colleague,
Sean Kraft.
Welcome to the third episode of the Buckaroo Inquirer. Today we are going to be talking about bullies and cyberbullying and how it affects the lives of high school students and teachers.
So, Savannah, I'm confuzzled on what the definition of a bully is.
Okay, well let me illuminate you on what the definition is, as soon as I look it up. Okay, the definition of a bully is someone who uses superior strength or influence to intimidate someone, typically to force him or her to do what one wants. So, I'd say that's basically someone who takes over, controls, and completely ruins your life.
Sort of like this guy?
Yeah, that's about right. That's not the only type of bullying though. See, with all the new social media, and even just text messaging, there are cyberbullies, which is when someone uses the internet to target someone else.
Well, Savannah, have you been cyberbullied?
As a matter of fact, I have, as have so many people in the whole high school, including teachers and staff.
Well, let's interview these people and get their opinion on cyberbullying and bullying and see what we can do about it.
I think that's a great idea. So, Liz, in your opinion, why do people bully?
I think it's because they've got stuff going on inside, or at home, or in their personal social life that they feel self-conscious about, and they want to drag other people down so they don't feel so bad all the time.
That makes a lot of sense.
Hi, I want to thank the Buckaroo Inquirer Team for all the work that they do, but especially for this series in particular on bullying. Very timely topic. What I want to say as a faculty member is that when I was a kid growing up in the 1960s and 70s, bullying was very different from today. It was more like the traditional schoolyard bully, you know. If you wanted to say something negative about somebody or be mean, you pretty much had to do it face to face. That's a different situation from now. When cyberspace came on, you know, with the internet, but especially with smartphones, it became possible for people to say very mean, rude, even cruel things, wicked things, and get away with it. You know, they didn't have that face-to-face accountability that you used to have, you know. And I think for hundreds and maybe thousands of years, people have had to communicate primarily face-to-face. So it's really a pretty new situation whereby students can, you know, I guess we could say harass each other, bully each other, that kind of thing, or adults, you know, and keep their identity hidden. Have anonymity, I think is the big college word I'm looking for, so that there's no accountability for it. And this is a relatively new development, especially with smartphones and texting and, you know, different kinds of social media. And it's going to require us in all schools really to take a hard look at how that's handled, you know, because it can be very serious and really hurt people. And we need to think about, you know, what's the best way to manage that and to teach kids to, well, one, not to do that, but two, how to use, you know, cyberspace effectively. Anyway, that's kind of the big change that I've seen in my lifetime, and it's very regrettable on the one hand, as much as it is amazing on the other to have all these, you know, new devices that let us have instant access to all kinds of helpful information. But students especially, and adults too, have got to learn how to use these, you know, new devices in a way that steers far clear of bullying. Thank you.
So in this day and age, what would you say is the most common form of bullying?
I'd have to say it's cyberbullying, because people don't really physically bully people anymore. This isn't the 80s. It's all about technology, and on the internet you can just like release secrets and anything about someone and kind of wreck their life. So I think it's cyberbullying.
So have you ever bullied before, and do you regret your actions?
Yes, I have bullied before, and yes, I regret my actions.
So can you kind of give us some details on what happened?
A long time ago, I used to just call people names, talk trash, just, you know, regular kid stuff, and I guess it's technically bullying because it made people feel bad, so I guess you can say I was bullying people.
What platforms of social media do you think that cyberbullying occurs the most on?
Snapchat. Because people don't like get rid of the problem. Whenever there's something there bothering them, they tend to just keep that there and keep talking to that person.
Do you think that it has anything to do with the fact that messages on Snapchat can and usually are deleted and can't be seen after they're sent?
No.
You don't think that that has anything to do with it?
No.
Okay. Why?
Because after they're there and deleted, the same person can't get a hold of those same messages and pictures and whatever you said to them.
So then they couldn't use it against that person anyways?
Yes.
I get you. Okay. What do you think that we can do to prevent cyberbullying?
Well, say if somebody's being rude to you, instead of just trying to talk to them and telling them that's not the right thing to do, just block them. Don't talk to them again. Eliminate the problem.
Do you think that they should tell somebody or solve the problem themselves?
Telling somebody's really not going to do anything unless they actually threaten you or cause a real problem.
Okay, well, thank you. Tristan, why is bullying so common?
Because people are just mean, and the people that are getting bullied, they don't really step up and say something to other people. So there's really no way to stop it unless they take action for themselves.
Okay, thank you. Lance, in your opinion, what is a bully?
A bully is someone who feels inferior to others, so they feel the need to make others feel less than they are. They make themselves feel glorified by putting other people down.
I think bullying has changed, especially from when we were younger children to now, because we all have technology, we have phones, we have computers, where people can hide behind their profile pictures and just be random people with random usernames. You don't even know who they are, and they're telling you that you're not as great as somebody else, or you're less than them, or what you wear is wrong, what you drive is wrong, or whatever. Just because of what you wear and what you drive, people are going to make you feel bad about it because they can. Because unless you hit that block button or you hit that unfollow button, they're going to keep going. There's no consequences because there's no way to get to them. You don't even know who they are. Unless you have some FBI investigation, nobody's going to know. So it will never stop unless you take the first step in the initiative to end it yourself. And some people really don't have that. They just dwell on how bad these people are talking to them or what they're saying, and they don't know how to handle it. And
do you think that can also just come through texting?
Oh yes, for sure. It can come through tweets, people tweeting about you, and it's kind of ominous and nobody really knows, but it's just negative to everybody. And you see it and you're like, oh my God, are they talking about me? Or you see some post, some caption on an Instagram, and you're like, oh, that sounds like something I'd done, or the people that I hang around. And those could be some of your best friends that they're talking about, or your best friends talking about you.
What do you recommend pretty much as a way to respond to this, for your age group, because y'all are right in the middle of it?
I recommend really respecting yourself and just doing away with it altogether. You don't have to delete your Instagram, you don't have to delete your Twitter or Snapchat or block everybody off your texts. Just block the negativity out yourself. All you have to do is click that button and you'll never hear from them again. And if they keep making fake Instagrams or fake Twitters, block them again. You can block negativity out of your life. You just have to take the first step. And you're already one step ahead of them at that point, and they can't get to you then.
That sounds like a very good idea.
Yeah, I've had to do it myself a couple times. But it's not as hard as you think it is. And if you dwell on it, then you'll make it harder on yourself than it really is.
Well, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, so bullying. There's no place for bullying this day and age, and I think a lot of bullying probably goes on outside of school more so than in school. Back in my day, bullying took place in school, and you knew who was bullying you. They come up to you. There wasn't a place to hide. And I think this generation, there's a place for them to hide. There's a buffer zone, and I think then that creates a little bit more power for the bully. And I think that's when, and I think that's kind of triggering more bullying these days because people have that buffer zone. It's really hard for people to go up one-on-one with somebody and kind of bully, knowing that they can do it in a world of virtual reality, social media, things of that nature.
Do you have any solutions for that, maybe recommendations?
I just think it all comes back to making sure your children are mature enough to handle social media. Maybe you as a parent or as a guardian, they might have a better understanding of when it's really beneficial for their child to be able to access social media, to have a phone. I think it's, even as an educator, I think we need to keep our ears out and listen to what's going on and you know, kind of maybe educate them on our end as well. Because I think it's going to take the whole village to get this problem fixed. It's not just parents' issue, it's not just the school issue, it's a society issue. And I think we all need to come together and realize it's our problem, not just their problem or his problem or mama's problem. It's everybody's problem, and we need to come together and try to find a solution for it.
How do you think that cyberbullying impacts people's lives, like especially at a young age?
I think it causes them to be really depressed, and it just messes with all their feelings and thoughts. And I don't understand why people cyberbully. Instead of hiding behind a profile and stuff, they could just like not say anything mean at all, just be nice.
Have you ever been cyberbullied?
Yes.
Okay, tell us about it.
One day a kid had took a picture of me and edited all over it and then posted it all over social media.
Okay, and how did that make you feel?
Pretty upset. It just made me think I was ugly and not a good person, and just...
Okay, and what are some ways do you think we could prevent things like that from happening?
Blocking them and reporting them.
Okay, thank you. Why do you think that people bully?
I think people bully because of the flaws that they see in themselves, and they see these flaws and they see other people with this confidence and how they carry themselves, so they're going to pick at that person's confidence to break them down and to beat them down as a person because of how they see themselves.
How do you think cyberbullying affects people personally?
Personally, it affects the way they see themselves, especially with girls. If girls are getting cyberbullied, they're going to look in the mirror and they're going to see everything that those people are saying about them, and that's how they're going to see themselves, that's how they're going to like carry themselves. So it puts a big effect on many girls or anybody at that point because of how mean people are and how they'll attack something that they see confidence in. And that's why people pick at it, because they're so confident in what they have, and so that's how they'll see themselves after they get cyberbullied.
Okay, and what do you think a solution to cyberbullying would be?
I think a solution is to not accept it, but take it in and just let it go, because it's not going to matter what other people say about you in 5 years from now, because you're going to be so much better off, because you're going to have this like self-worth of like how you see yourself, and you're going to be able to pick yourself up after all of this, and it's not going to matter. You should be able to take it in and just let it go, because that's not who you are, and you have to stay true to who you are.
Do you think that there's something you can do about it when people are cyberbullying you?
I think there is. You definitely need to tell adults, and you definitely need to let others know, and you need to like share with people your story, and you don't need to become a bully after all of this, because you still need to have this love for people, even though after everything they've done to you, you're going to be able to forgive them, because that's what makes you a good person, and that's why people pick on you, is because you have such a heart for everyone. So it's better just to like let people know and be able to share your story with other people that go through the same things.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Sydney, we've had a lot of great interviews. What do you think we've learned from them?
How bullying has changed over the years from physical to cyberbullying.
Yeah, a lot of the kids talked about that. So what are some of the things that they said we could do to not be cyberbullied?
Just block the person who's bullying you and not retaliate, and just let it go.
That sounds like a good plan. Well, thank you for watching our third episode of the Buckaroo Inquirer.
Well, what have y'all learned in your program?
Well, I think we've had a lot of great interviews. What do you think we...
Sean, what are you doing?
Oh no! Okay.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, that.
Okay.